Playing cricket for India has not only earned me admiration from the people of this great country, but also taught me a lot about life. Be it a test match or one's own health, it's important to know which deliveries to play at and which ones to leave alone. Hello, I am VVS Laxman and you will be seeing me in a different role today. I am pleased to be here with Dr. Nitesh, an expert in diabetes and insulin management. Insulin, while important to many diabetes patients, is unfortunately surrounded by misconception which patients can often fall prey to, keeping them away from living the healthiest life they can with diabetes. The purpose of this initiative is to ensure that Indian diabetic patients do not get caught behind by playing an outswinger of misconception and rumors about insulin therapy. Doctor, my first question to you is, patients often feel that insulin injections are going to be painful. Is there any truth about this? How would you reassure a patient of yours who has this fear?
Thanks, Laxman. This is very important question. बहुत सारे पेशेंट मोस्ट कॉमनली ये क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं कि मेरा इंसुलिन स्टार्ट होगा तो it is very painful, but the answer is truly speaking nowadays, because of availability of insulin pen and the needles which are available with different gauges, particularly with very narrow gauge 32 gauge needles, and the length of that needle is also 4 mm. So really I would like to tell everybody that if you are taking this insulin through pen and needle, it is almost painless. And if you repeatedly change needle, ideally because of cost issue, many a times our patients, they take insulin needle on a repeated basis. But if you change these needles on each and every prick, so definitely it will be a minimal or no pain to you when you are taking this insulin on a regular basis, changing your insulin needles.
Thank you. Doctor, my second question is, a patient may be nervous about the social stigma surrounding insulin, like taking an injection in public, or may believe that needing insulin is a personal failure of theirs. What would you tell to such a patient?
Yes, Laxman, taking an insulin is a social stigma for our diabetic patients, and I would like to tell everyone that diabetes is a progressive disease, or it is not your failure, it is not your fault, it is not a patient's fault that he may need an insulin, but diabetes itself is a progressive disease, and because of that progressive nature or progressive failure of secretion of insulin in from our pancreas, and after 10-15 years of diabetes, almost 60-70% of our diabetic patients, they need an insulin. So anybody, they have to understand that this is a need of our body rather than it is a stigma. And many a times क्या होता है, जब आप कोई मीटिंग में जाते हैं, कोई शादी ब्याह में जाते हैं, if you are attending some wedding ceremony or any ceremony you are attending, and बी ब्रेव, मैं अभी पेशेंटों को समझाता हूं कि आप एक्सेप्ट, पहले तो फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट थिंग दैट यू हैव टू एक्सेप्ट द सिनेरियो दैट योर मेडिकेशन इज नॉट गोइंग टू कंट्रोल योर ब्लड शुगर वैल्यूज, एंड इट इज most important to control your sugars. And if you do not control your sugar, that may chances that you may have complications of diabetes in future, like retinopathy, nephropathy, neuropathy, even heart related or brain related or peripheral vascular or leg related complications. So if you educate yourself or your patients, then definitely they will accept the insulin, and rather than stigma, many a times patients personal acceptance may not be there, and that acceptance may be there after understanding or very well counseling of our patients regarding the insulin. So it is not any personal failure, it's an diabetes is a disease which requires an insulin therapy. So it is required to counseling, and most important part is an acceptance of a disease. That is an important point I would like to highlight here.
Thank you. Doctor, my final question to you is, people might believe that needing insulin means they can no longer be independent, eat out, travel, or live alone. Would you say there is any truth to this?
Yes, on the contrary, Laxman, our patients, they think that after taking insulin, the life of them will be a hell, but it is not like that. कभी कभार पेशेंट सोचते हैं कि ये मेरा इंसुलिन स्टार्ट होगा तो मेरा लाइफ डिस्टर्ब हो जाएगा, मैं मेरा रूटीन टाइमिंग ऑफ my duty, routine timing of my lunch, routine timing of my dinner, even meetings, there may be a lot of disturbances into them. But I would like to tell everyone that insulin nowadays which are available, we have different types of insulin that gives a flexibility in terms of, we have a long acting insulin which nowadays available in India. They are working for more than 24 hours and they give very good result, that they have to take one prick a day, and that covers the whole 24 hours of blood sugar value. And other types of insulin are also available in India that covers the postprandial glucose